So if we go by this, they have asked this law specific 2 times such question they have asked. Then you should know that they have not asked so far you find criminalization of politics. Basically, there was a debate that we'll visit Lily Thomas case. Although we have taught several times, but this time when it was passed, I did not read it. Since 1996, we have Women Reservation Bill. So, on what grounds a people's representative can be disqualified? Disqualification related question 2-3 times they have asked. You should know that. So it remains an important area. Even in prelims also you'll find that they keep asking disqualification. And generally there we do not teach while teaching parliament disqualification, since here we have to talk defection and other things. That's why we teach here about disqualification. Then also mention the remedies available to such persons against his disqualification or such person. It is a straightforward factual question. His demands, let's say that factual knowledge. If you do not have knowledge, you will not be able to read this. There is need for simplification of procedure for disqualification. Again, you know that. Found guilty of corrupt practices under this. Again, it is a very specific question related to only Representation of People Act. This. And let's say continuity you can find 19 and 20. This. Then they discuss the procedure to decide dispute arising out of election of a member of parliament, state legislature. Again, let's say procedures. That's it. The 3 questions you find, they talk more of a factual things, let's say, basic knowledge. Then they say that what are the grounds on which election of any return candidate may be declared void? This. What remedy is available to aggrieved party? Very specific question, which they have started asking. ऐसे questions आते नहीं थे. So, बहुत ही specific question, that's a basic type question you'll find. This, and you know length of the question also, you can see this, how big it is. But I guess it is not complete. Page number 20. Yes, Election Commission. What their unionist legislation. This anti-defection, if you talk. So 13 question is role of individual MPs diminished over years, let's say, in the debate discussion. How far this anti-defection law? How far anti-defection law, let's say that, which was legislated but with a different intention. That part they have asked this. If you remember, privileged sector that we taught, although that time, the Indian party system is passing through a phase of transition which looks to be full of contradiction and paradox. The party system, it is related to party, you know that. So you can imagine let's say how broad knowledge is needed. Party system. This Indian constitution has provided holding joint, it is what joint quest that we talked that time. Committees, let's Rajya Sabha, one speaker always speak. Yes. If you see Election Commission, all the 3 questions they have asked. Election Commission, then simultaneous election, and then finally electronic voting machine. This. So enhance the quality of democracy. Election Commission, when they proposed electoral reforms in 2016. This. Then simultaneous holding of election that government proposed. This is how you'll find this. the light of recent controversies regarding use of electronic voting machine. So what are the challenges before election commission to ensure the trustworthiness of election? This, and then let's say that finally model code of conduct. This, so they have asked this, discuss role of Election Commission of India in light of evolution of model code of conduct. It was expected. So I think electoral bond wala question he also asked. I guess electoral bond wala question is also asked. It is not mentioned here. If as far as my let's say that memory is concerned, 23 they have asked. So if we go by this, they have asked this law specific 2 times such questions they have asked. You take election commission related, so election commission only related to election commission. In the context of let's say that the 2 times they have asked election commissions. This then elections, let's say election system they have not asked anything, let's say conduct of election. Or this model code of conduct which was expected, that is how they have asked. Model code of conduct related, EVM related ones they have asked. Now we expect this question, although expect I will talk separately. This, you know that two times they have asked this question related to disqualification. Then defection linked to this also. So that way it will become 3 times. Let's say funding elections, that is, I think electoral bonds somewhere they have asked, if I remember, if otherwise not. Then once they have asked this what we are expecting means the area they have not asked. Or let's say new question. This is expected selection committee, or how to keep election commission independent, efficient and accountable. Yes. Right. Then you should know that they have not asked so far you find criminalization of politics. The section which is left is criminalization of politics. We expect a question on criminalization of politics. Then we expect a question on disqualification related this. Okay. Basically, there was a debate that visit Lily Thomas case. It's 2013. Revisit. Which will talk like this. So that aspect can be considered. So these are, let's say that. Plus, I will take funding. Somewhere we have written electoral. We expect question on funding. Let's say if not asked. I think electoral bond they have asked. No.
This question that is just written on the forum card that critically examine the effectiveness of electoral bonds to make Indian elections more transparent.
No, that is not.
It is not that
UPSC we are asking. ऐसे तो टेस्ट सीरीज में तो सबने हम लोगों ने भी पूछा है, बहुत सबने पूछा होगा इलेक्ट्रल बॉन्ड. Right. Because now since electoral bond has been struck, So then funding in election becomes, this is sort of expected one. This, so this way we can consider about Representation of People Act. So, Representation of People Act 1950 is basic. It does not deal with, let's say, major aspects of whatever the things we have related to elections. Right. So, very basic aspect, preparation of electoral rolls, constituencies, and their the delimitation. We'll talk. There is also delimitation commission. Although we do not expect a question on delimitation, but we cannot say that UPSC will not ask this. Then seats related things, which let's give women reservation and the reservation bill, total number of seats, etc. This, so the total number of seats in Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and Assembly, Legislative Council, increasing the number of seats, decreasing the number of seats, all these things, reservation related things. Recently, women reservation bill has been passed, isn't it? But I have not read, frankly speaking. I will read before I teach. Although we have taught several times, but this time when it was passed, I did not read it. Since 1996, we have women reservation bill. This, so we'll see what it is. So that is also one aspect which, because of elections, they have passed. This, whether they will implement it. So this, anyhow. So that aspect you can consider, related to basically seats, etc. Main thing is, if you know that, this Representation of People Act 1951. And it deals with most of the issues and problems related to elections. At the same time, it is one old law. It is also said that we should have a new law. Because developments related to all these things demand, you should know that, we should have a fresh law, because when the law was brought that time, the issues were different. When the law, let's say we have now, issues are different. This, so चलते चलते आई विल टेल मीन्स कि लास्ट में बता दूंगा थोड़ा बहुत. पेड न्यूज भी also एक it remains, let's say, issue in elections. प्लस सोशल मीडिया ये नया डेवलपमेंट है. 2019 में कोड ऑफ एथिक्स अडॉप्ट किया गया था. ऑलरेडी यू नो पेगासस एंड कैम्ब्रिज एनालिटिका. Plus issues in elections related to social media. So that can also be covered while talking like this.